This is code.org, and this is the most amazing thing you've ever seen. We got a bunch of code here, and we have a working paper, rock, scissors app. Let's hit run. Yes, I picked the theme myself. Oop, PC. Oh, player wins that one. Draw. Ooh, oop, computer wins. Oh, PC. Player has 1 win streak. Yes, I did the extra stuff on the assignment too. And it's incredible. We got this count going of how many wins in a row. Let's see if someone gets to 10. Hopefully it's me. But the computer won. Well, I'll win next time. Let's go ahead and dive in. This is code.org, and we're going to work on a paper, rock, scissors game. All right, try that. Yes. Run. Okay. And scissors. Okay. So I did scissors. The computer did rock. Oh no, we lost. Hand. Hand, which is paper. Ooh, I win, and I get a point. So it's updating the score. Oh, it's a tie. No one gets a point. And notice that it updates the text here. Up, another tie. Another tie. Another. How often are we going to tie? Oh, there we go. My goodness, that was a lot of ties in a row. All right, boom. Oh, I'm winning now. Awesome. I'm liking this app. All right. So computer wins, and then when we get it, you win, and then there's draw. Cool. Okay. How does the screen get updated after clicking each button? I would assume there's an update function button, and we've seen a lot of that recently. My students, keep in mind, you want to refer to this paper, and if you're not my student, you likely have this paper too while working on this, and I'll go back to that in a sec. So we've demoed it. Let's go ahead and hit finish and continue. And build the rock, paper, scissors app using your activity guide to help plan. When you're done, submit your work. Yep. Boop and boop. So again, I said I'd go back to this. All right. So notes for building. What's the find icon function? Random choose function, decide winner function. Okay. So we have talked about, or you talked about, what these functions are going to be doing. If not, we'll be talking about them now, right? We want to have each of these. Now, we'll do so as we're writing the code. So step you can follow. Write the code for find icon first. Notice that the list of possible icons is available online too. So let's take a look. Line 2. So we already have this list find icon. Where is that going to be used? Where are we randomly picking an icon? Right? Because the computer needs to randomize what it chooses. So have they added? We have update screen already. We have find icon started out. Find icon right now will always return rock. So let's take a look. I'm going to pick paper, and they're going to only be, so it does rock for both of us. Boom. I'm going to do scissors, rock, rock, right? So always, 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 always. Okay. Let's look where find icon is called. Find icon is being used here and here. Player output and computer output is using find icon. All right. So what do we need it to do? The icon is string, either rock, paper, or scissors, and return the associated file name. Okay. So we're going to enter the word rock, paper, or scissors, and we need that function to return the icon from the list. To do that, let's go down to find icon. All right. And so this will be the icon's name. Let's grab an if statement. And I'm going to grab if else. And what do we want? Well, if rock, if paper, if scissors. These comments are super handy. So if icon name, because that's what's going to be the icon name, that's what's passed, right? When we call find icon, when we ask this function to run, like we do right here, find icon, we pass player choice. Well, what's player choice? I don't know. Player choice is here. Well, what's that? Well, where's update function called? Update function's called when I click on rock. So when I click on rock, update screen's called. Update screen says player choice. What's that? Oh, well, here it is. Oh, it was rock. Okay. And so what is passed here, player choice, is the word rock that time. So if icon name is equal to rock, boom. And then we're going to want to do, let's go ahead and I click the plus to add an else if icon name is equal to, because equal equals the equality operator, we're checking for equal, we're not assigning it a value. And then finally, icon name, is it equal to the word scissors? And make sure you're putting these words we're looking at in quotes. All right, so now that I got those three there, what do I want to do? Well, I need to return the icon, the actual string of the file name like this when I find it. So to do that, let's go ahead, and we've been doing this throughout this unit. Let's do a variable and called, we could call it icon, we could call it current, I'll just call it icon, and I'm gonna set it default equal to rock, I'll say. You could also do default, here, let's just default it to nothing to show you how this is working. And now, down in this, if icon's name is equal to rock, what do I want to return? Well, icon, what do I want? I want icon to then be set equal to, well, which one of these up here is rock? Oh, it's index 0, right? Icons. So I want it set equal to icons index 0. All right. And maybe this is, I'm going to call this current icon just to be clear that it is a different variable. It's a bit long, but I want to make sure it's very clear. Current icon, and current icon is equal to index 0 in that list. Now, what if it is paper? Well, current icon is going to be equal to icons 1, right? Because if I go up here, paper is at index 1, 0, 1, 2. Now what if it is equal to scissors? Well, same deal then. If it's equal to scissors, let's make sure to make current icon equal to icon 2, because that's index 2. And so we're using this variable current icon, and then we're checking if, and we're setting it equal to whatever icon image, whether it's the rock, the paper, or the scissors. And then the reason we're doing that, why use this variable? Well, now at the very bottom, we know once we get to here, we should have the correct icon. And so we can go ahead and return current icon. Now, the reason I didn't fill in rock here, well, I'll leave it empty because it will be easier to find errors if it returns nothing. So now it will return current icon. Where does it return that? Okay, so what's it returning? Whatever icon. So say it returns this, right? It will return the icon property where? To, oh, look, set property, player output, image, and then the icon name. Well, what does that do? Well, let's look. I'm going to click on this. Look, image, icon. So we're setting the image of that to what? Well, right now it's equal to a question mark. We're going to change it to be equal to icon or to rock or to paper. That's pretty cool. All right. So that one we have. Now let's go ahead and go back and reference our activity guide. Test your code. Once the program is working, you should see the correct icon show up on the game board when rock, paper, scissors is picked. Sounds like plan? Boom. Yep. Boom. Yep. Boom. Yep. Boom. 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 Okay. So that part is working. Let's see what's up next. Write the code to make the random choose function work as described. You should only be working inside the function. Yeah, we don't want to use outside stuff. So random choose. Well, first I need to know what it's doing, right? So let's double check that we look at that. Where does random choose get called? Where is it asked to run? Random choose, right here? Anywhere else? I'm not seeing so. Just using a find to find if it's anywhere else. It looks like it's just here. Okay, so what is it doing? Oh, that would make sense because the computer is only going to be the only one who chooses randomly. So computer's choice is going to be equal to the random choose choices. Well, what is choices then? Well, we're going to run random choose and this variable choices. Oh, there's choices. It's the list. Okay. So we're going to use this list and we're calling random choose. It's somewhat strange to pass a global variable as an argument, but that's okay. Anyways, we're going to use don't worry about what I just said. We're going to use random choose choices. So the computer says, what the heck is random choose? Bam, here it is. And it says, okay, I got to run this. Random choose list. What's list? I don't know. And it goes back and looks where we called it. Choices. Oh, it's choices. Well, what's choices? Starts looking around for choices. Boom. Oh, it's this list. Okay, so it's that list. So random choose, I'm using that list. And what this function does right now is return index 0, which I believe is just the word rock. Yeah. So right now we do all of that work and all we're doing is returning rock. But what we want to do is randomly select an item from the list provided and return it. Okay, so what's the list provided? Well, we called that list. So we want to randomly select an item. All right, to do that, I'm going to make a variable and call it random item. Okay, and you could also, well, I'll show you. Now let's do our list. So in variables, I'm going to go to list. And in list, I'm going to leave it as the word list because our parameter is list, and that's representing the words at the top. But I don't want to leave this as 0. I need it to be a random number. So now I'm going to head to math and grab random number. I'm going to do Control Z to undo all of that. Now I'm going to head to math and do random number. So I have now var random item is equal to list. And then for the index, I have 1 to 10. This is a problem because first let's start at 0. Now, how long is this list? We do know it has 3 items, but honestly, let's always use length because that way, if something weird happens, it will still have the right length, the right end number in this spot. So I'm going to do list dot length. Now, this isn't sufficient because list.length, well, it could return 3, right? 0 to 3 because there's 3 items in our list. The problem with that is there's no index of 3. There's rock, which is index 0. There's paper, which is index 1. And then there's scissors, which is index 2. But the length of our list is equal to 3, right? Rock, 1, paper, 2, scissors, 3. So it's 3 long, but since index start at 0, there's only 0, 1, and 2 as indexes. So we can't have it choose length as a number, which is 3. We need to say length minus 1. This way it will choose between 0 right now and length minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. It's just good to get into the habit of doing that because sometimes the length of a list will change and it's better just to use length than hard coding a number in here. All right. And now this will randomly pick us something from the list and return it to random item. Let me get rid of this. And now let's go ahead and return random item. Okay. And return then pushes this back to wherever it was called. You could directly, and I'm not going to do this because I think it's more clear to do it this way. I can also put it right here and delete this. It would work the same. It's easier to read with a variable. All right. So when we choose random choose, or when we run random choose, var computer choice is equal to random choose choices. And we already said what's choices. It's up here. It's the list of the words. Okay. So the computer says, okay, well, what's random choose? And it's going to start looking. And it hits this and it says, oh yeah, those lists of words. And then it says, all right, var item is equal to list random number, blah, blah, blah. And it chooses an index. We'll say it chooses 0. That's rock. So now random item is equal to the word rock. And we return the item, the word rock, all the way up to where we called it, which is way up here. Boom. So now computer choice is equal to the word rock. And where that's important, we keep going. And when we hit here, find icon, we pass computer choice, which was equal to rock, we said, and it's going to grab the rock icon and end up being right there. So run. I'm going to refresh the page. Sometimes it will do this. I'm actually going to do show text. Let me run. Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's working. Now let me refresh. Now let me go back into block mode. All right. So we are good. That's good so far. Let's see what's next on our list. Oh, inside, test your code. Yep. Write the code to make decide winner function work as described. You should only be working inside that function. Describe winner. Or decide winner. Okay, so it has player choice, computer choice. Let's see where we call this. Decide winner. Decide winner's right here. Interesting. So after we get the computer's choice, we already know the player's choice because when's update screen called, it's called when we make a selection. So when we click on a button, the computer knows, hey, you called scissors. We're passing it as a parameter. When I click on the paper button, it passes paper. So then all it does is call our function random choose, which gets a random choice for the computer. And then it's going to run decide winner. And whatever returns from decide winner is going to be equal to winner. So it compares the player's choice, which is up here, which would be scissors if that's what I clicked on, with the computer's choice, which is here, which is the value randomly returned from this function, and sees which one's going to win. So we're going to need an if statement to compare. All right, boom, nope. So let me go ahead, just so it's easier to read, I'm going to put a bunch of blank lines down here and then a random fake comment. All right. All right, so let's use an if else. It's going to be an if else if. Yep. So player choice string, either rock, paper, scissors. So we have to return draw, player, or computer. So let's say this is going to be a lot of statements. If player choice equals. Now, do we know is player's choice? I assume it's going to be the word. It is the word. Okay, so if player's choice is equal to the rock, and what? Well, we need computer choice to be equal to scissors. Okay. So if that's true, if both of those are true, then we would return player. I'm just going to keep going with these though. What if, else if player choice is equal to paper? And then let me keep going with this actually. Else if, oh, maybe we'll do that. We're going to do that. Else if player choice is equal to scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out of here because in each one of these, first I'm gonna check what the player choice is, and then I'm gonna check what the computer's choice is. So now I know what the player's choice is. I'm gonna have an if-else if statement here. And what I'm going to ask is, now that I know the player's choice is rock, if computer choice equals scissors, else if, and I'm just going to do Control C, I'm going to copy that and paste it. If computer's choice is equal to paper, all right, else draw, I guess. So now we can do this for all three of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into text mode. Let me finish filling it out, actually. Just kidding. All right. We should have a variable that will equal draw, play, or computer. So I'm going to have a variable at the top called, let's call it result. And actually, I'm going to set this to be equal to the word draw automatically. It's going to be draw always. Okay? That way, I can get rid of that if. And now, if the player's choice is rock and the computer is scissors, well, then the player wins. So I would need the result to be equal to the word player. However, what if the choice is paper? Well, the player's choice was rock. The computer's choice is paper. The player loses. And so this result would need to be computer. Now you might be saying, but what happens if the computer also chooses rock? The result would be draw. Ah, that is true, but I don't have to check for that because I'm going to default this value to be equal to draw. So if this isn't player, if the player didn't win or the computer didn't win, that's fine because the default value up here is draw. So this could be true, but this wouldn't be true because the computer's rock. This wouldn't be true because the computer's rock. It should be draw. So we dip out of the loop and it still returns draw. Now let's do the same for paper and scissors. I'm going to duck into text mode and use copy and paste. So I'm just going to highlight this. We will need to make changes. Copy, right click, paste, right click, paste. Now let me go back into block mode. And so now if the else if, so if the player's choice is rock, well, what if the player's choice is paper? If the player's choice is paper, well then, if the computer's choice is rock, then the player would win and we would want result to be equal to player. And else, if the player's choice was paper and the computer was not a rock, if the computer was scissors, the computer would win. Otherwise, we don't check if the computer was also a piece of paper because that would be a draw and that's the default. So now finally, if the player is scissors, What would the computer need to be? Well, if the computer's paper, the player would win. But if the computer is a rock, the computer wins. If the computer's also paper, that's a draw, which we set at the top. Let me go ahead and get rid of these quotes and all that. And now we want to return our value, which is the word result. Our variable is name result. All right. And let's give that a run. Boom. Draw. You win. Draw. You win. Computer wins, cheater. We win. Now it's we, you notice that? Marketing. All right, let's check what's next. Oh, I like they tooled this the rules. Yep, that looks right. Add comments to each function explaining the code you wrote. Test the app. Have the end when 10. Ooh, extension ideas. We might get to that. But first, we need comments for all of our functions. Most of them are actually already here. So with what we changed or added, decide winner. I'm just going to add to this. So I'm going to do enter and say compares the player's choice to the computer and uses if statements to output result. Perfecto. And then where else do we change some code? We did. Uses random number to find an index to return. Okay. And then find icon. Matches name of icon to the correct user input / string. All right, there we are. Now let's do the extensions. So extension, have your game end when it hits 10. Okay. First, I want to go to design, and I'm picking something else because I can. I really like this one because it's annoying. Nope, that's not the one I want. I really like one of these. Nope. Almost did it again. Yeah. Look at that. Doesn't that look fun? I'm funny. All right, let's hit run. Just to make sure it still works. Draw. Boom. Boom. Okay. The only thing that has to go is this outline here. Gotta get rid of that. And then I'm going to do extension. That one I can handle. Okay. So the extension. Now we need for the game to end when someone gets to 10. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is super fast is do a end screen then. New screen. Game over. Okay. And then I'm going to throw an image. And it will just be a trophy. Cool. And it's going to say a label. Winner and name. And let's make this. Yep. 40 and centered. And perfect. I won't need to change that. All right. So how am I going to know this? Well, where do we add to the score? We add to the score, player score right here, right? Plus, 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 plus. So I'm going to add a control. Let's do if, got that. Player score is greater than 10, or is it if they reach 10? Because we can do greater than or and equal to. Gets to. Okay, so we want greater than or equal to. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. So if the player score is greater than or equal to 10, then what? Let's have a variable. Winner. And we can have winner equal to something like the string no. Boom. Okay, so it's equal to no. And now if that happens, what do I want? Well, I want winner to be equal to player. And now I'm going to do else if. Oh, they've already done this work. You see where it says computer win, player win? Awesome. So winner, winner, draw. Oh, nope, they haven't. Okay. Else if computer score is greater than or equal to 10, then what? Well, then I'm going to want winner to be equal to the computer. Perfect. Now, what do I need to do? Well, now we have that set up. Let's check if someone won. How will I know, right? Because I did 2 ifs here to check if someone won. And I'm not running set. I'm going to do this a less confusing way because I'm kind. I'll give it to that variable. Let's just do set screen. Oh, they didn't even give it to us. That's cute. So I'm going to set the screen to the game over screen for both of these. But what I'm going to do instead, though, is I need to make sure to do set text. So set text. What am I going to set the text to of? Well, I need to get the winner name. Okay. So I want to set the text of winner name, comma. What am I going to set it to? Well, if the computer won, I want it to be set to computer. And then I'm just going to copy and paste this up here. And if the player won, I need it set to, let me take a look. And there we go. This should set the text winner. Yep. Let's take a look. Boom. Oh, it's being mean. I'm going to refresh the screen again. Sometimes it does this. Yeah, it does that too much. All right, let's see if it will let me now. Come on, you win. Computer wins, lame. Draw, draw. You win. I win again. No, 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 no. Champion! Oh, no, it was the computer. Cool, that works. What was the other challenge? Keep track of the current win streak of games. Oh, goodness. Okay. Current win streak. Here, that's actually, I'm going to do this the easy way for you. Variable. Computer wins. Player wins. I'll order them like this. And then let's add over here the win streak. I'm going to duplicate this and just put it here. Streak number, text. And let's go ahead and I'm going to shrink down the font and maybe I'll give it a different border so we know it's not the same. All right. Now I need to do every time okay, so if the winner is equal to computer, I'm going to say, oh, I could do computer wins plus plus. So computer wins equals computer wins plus 1, but that shorthanded is computer wins plus plus. And then if the player wins, right, I want to do player wins plus plus. The catch here being is that if the player wins, I need to reset the computer wins because these are streaks. So if the player wins, the streak for the computer is at 0. I just copied and pasted that. If the computer wins, the streak then for the player would need to be reset to 0. And then down here, after this other code, I'm going to drop an if, and that's where we'll decide, because only one of them would not be 0. Am I showing the computer streak or just the players? It doesn't say. Okay. So I'm going to put a label. Oh, you know what? No, I know how I'll do this. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to say if the player wins is greater than computer wins, else, and I don't need an else if, because if the player wins aren't more than the computer wins, then the computer wins are more. Else, okay, so what am I going to do? If the player wins are more, what do I need? Well, I want to grab this thing, so I want to set text, which do they not have? They have property. I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to use the set text here, and so I'll just write it. Set text of whatever I name this, streak number. Oh yeah, it's long. Streak number text, comma. And what do I want to set it to? Well, I'm going to set it to the word player. So I'm going to write player in quotes, and then colon, and then I'm going to do plus player wins, semicolon. Now let me copy all of that and just paste it down here, because this will be for the computer, but then I would just do computer and computer wins. Computer's probably way too long for that, so I'll have to adjust the size. Let's go ahead and change the font here to 20. Okay, and then let's give it a shot. Oh, empty parameter on line 10. Oh, yep, I did. Reset. Any of these have to be 0. So I can't, okay, let me explain. Ah, that is ugly. Player 1, 2, 3. Computer, and it doesn't. So I'm gonna do, instead of the word computer, I could make it smaller, but I'm just gonna do PC. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna do a slash in there, and the word computer is too long and I don't wanna make it smaller. I'm gonna do a slash in because I wanna be able to see it, and I'm gonna do a PC. And we have a working, fancy game that meets all the requirements, including the extra stuff. Player, 2 wins, 3 wins in a row. Oh, look at me go. Oh, the PC. Awesome. We're doing pretty tricky stuff. Champion! Yep, we got it. I'm going to keep playing. This thing's great. Okay. Onward.